With quality brand name products at affordable wholesale prices, Cash and Carry is the perfect place to shop. Whether shopping for individual, business, churches, or more, Cash and Carry is sure to meet your needs. Cash and Carry of Cookeville, 931-528-8050.
Believe it or not, Ohio Valley Conference action is here for the Tennessee Tech football team, and it is here this week. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Marcus Satterfield Show presented by IWC Cash and Carry. I'm your host, Dylan Vazano, joined alongside, well, it's his show, his name, first-year head coach with a game now under his belt, Marcus Satterfield, as his Golden Eagles are looking towards OVC opener this Saturday, 6 o'clock against Austin Peay. Well, Coach, Tennessee Tech football team had their season opener against Wofford, a 21-7 loss. Obviously, not the results you're looking for, but to get out there, your first game as a head coach, new coaching staff, and all the newcomers on the team.
Right. We tell our team we're not a program that's going to live in the moment of, hey, you did some good things. That's great. You either won or you lost, yes or no. And we didn't win. But there were some good things that were shown on tape that we can really build on. But there's some things that we can work on that's going to really help us make great strides and improvement from week 1 to week 2.
And we're going to break that game down for you. We've got tons and tons of highlights. But first, do want to report on some good news. If you had a chance to follow the situation and the story in the game in the third quarter, very scary incident involving junior linebacker for Wofford, Michael Roach. He's on the sideline, collapsed, a heart condition. EMS was right there on the scene. He was transported to Cookeville Regional Medical Center, where he stayed overnight Thursday, overnight Friday. He was then released on Saturday, made it back to Spartanburg, South Carolina, and he's doing just fine. Coach, I know you had the chance to visit the young man in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, it was a scary moment. That's a moment that no one's prepared for. You don't even think that could happen, especially, when it happened, you didn't know if it was a coach. You didn't know what it was happening. And to be able to hear and see everything that went on was very shocking to me and Wofford's players and our coaches and their coaches. And just to take a moment there to just kind of centralize our thoughts and have positive thoughts towards Michael there as a whole, both teams together was something really special. And then thank goodness he's doing, a lot better. He's a great kid. Got to go hang out with him in the hospital the next day, and he was ready to strap him on, I think, even before he got to the hospital. But, his career might be over, but he's going to do some great things, I think, moving forward. And he gets a second chance, and he's going to make the most of it.
Yeah, best news of all Thursday night is the fact that he is doing just fine, like we said, back in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Well, there was a game that was played, so let's take a look at those highlights. Presenting the game highlights from Thursday night's game that is brought to you by Wendy's of Cookeville. Jumping right into it, the place was bumping inside Tucker Stadium, beginning with the first quarter. Golden Eagles just running down the field, led by Awesome Eagle, the cheer and dance team. There's Coach. Look at that, 4.5, 4.4 speed right there. Breakaway.
Definitely, yeah. I got some good running for him there, but yeah, it was an exciting time. Get to lead your team out onto the field for the first time.
And how about this for the first play of your collegiate career, head coach? You get the onside kick.
Yeah, I told Dr. Oldham early in the day. I let him know. He was one of about 3 people that knew that was going to happen. We knew in June or July when we started breaking them down, we were going to try that, and kids executed it great.
So Tennessee Tech gets the ball on offense. The first rush, Kip Patton, he breaks up the middle for 10 yards. See a little bit of the thunder of Patton. Here is the lightning of Yeedy Thainrat, 17 yards. And Coach, Tennessee Tech is on the move.
Yeah, and this was a good, really nice to see. We talked about earlier, we got to score touchdowns in the red zones. And I knew the first 4th down. I didn't care, as long as we were across the 50, we were going for it. Had a little miscommunication there on the play call. Defensively, I thought our kids came out and were swarming early. They were playing with confidence. They weren't looking at the scoreboard. They were just having fun with energy, playing with each other, for each other, and it was really neat to see. And I think it gave us some confidence moving forward in the game to continue to have a little bit of success.
Tennessee Tech stops Wofford on a 3. Now saw a couple of the runs by Lorenzo Long. Golden Eagles get the football back. Good field position. There's a Yeedy Thainrat rush for 8 yards. Then a Michael Birdsong pass over the middle to Austin Hicks. He's a wide receiver, sophomore. Looks like there's a lot to build on.
Right, and we've actually moved him to tight end. He's going to be, play that kind of what Kip did at Temple last year, an athletic tight end position for us. There's Kip again, pounding up inside. We've got to continue to find ways to get the ball in Kip's hands, and there's another way, not from the backfield. He is an athletic, big guy that can do special things, and between him and Yeedy, we got to make sure they're getting enough touches.
Kip Patton off the sweep. He goes in for the Golden Eagle touchdown, extra point added, and just like that, Tennessee Tech jumps on the board in their second drive, take a 7-0 advantage. Now the Golden Eagles back on defense. Brad Butler, the quarterback, on a 3rd and 1 for Wofford, collects the first down. Now, a couple plays later on a 1st and 10, here's one of just 8 pass attempts by Wofford in the contest. That goes incomplete. Fast forward to a 3rd and 1 from the Tennessee Tech 47-yard line, where Will Gay, team leading rusher in the game with 116 yards. He breaks this one for 19 yards, so gets deep into Tennessee Tech territory. But here on a 3rd down and 4, Coach, the freshman Shannon Fay with a big-time play.
Yeah, Shannon, played every snap on defense as a true freshman, and he had some not major assignment busts, but played really hard and got to the football, had some good tackles, and we're excited about what he can do. But that's a Wofford drive. They're going to get first downs. They're going to go the length of the field. You got to find a way to knock them out and get the ball back. And our defense did a nice job being patient there.
David Marvin with the missed field goal attempt for 41 yards. Now we see a pass, Michael Birdsong to Dantes Bird. He had, in the course of the game, 5 catches for 49 yards. Golden Eagles then back on defense, right now leading 7-0. A Blake Morgan rush 14 yards down the sideline. He was one of 8 different ball carriers in the course of the evening for Wofford. Then the Terriers with a 2nd and 5 at the Tennessee Tech 24-yard line. Nick Colvin rushes it for 10 yards, gets down to the 14-yard line. And then 1st and 10, here's a Lorenzo long rush for 4 yards. Tackle is made by a swarm of Golden Eagle defenders, including Isaiah McKinney. Sets Wofford up at the 10-yard line, 2nd and 6, and Coach Brad Butler, he calls his own number, finds his way into the end zone. Just like that, we got ourselves a tie ball game.
Yeah, it's assignment football. They do a great job of, throwing body blows like we want to, and eventually it wears on a defense. And, after 8 or 9 plays, our guys really weren't playing as fast as they were in the first of the game. So
Tennessee Tech gets the football back inside 2 minutes of the first half. Edie Thainwright on a 3rd down and 10. He collects 14 yards. Give the Golden Eagles a 1st down play. Tennessee Tech, after stalled on their next couple of plays, we did see a timeout called. Here's a 3rd and 10. Michael Birdsong, he looks right, throws right, gets Kip Patton, who is stopped with no gain on the play. So the Golden Eagles are then forced to punt. We saw Brock McCoy punting, gets a nice roll here. It's actually a 50-yard punt.
Yeah, he does a great job. I mean, our punt is not set up for a traditional punter. We want a little athletic guy that, probably played soccer growing up, that can just kick the ball low, knuckle ball, that sometimes might even hit a Wofford player and you can pick it up. So Brock did a nice job.
Wofford gets the ball at the 6-yard line, able to break this big run by Will Gate, 34 yards. So now you're thinking, well, maybe the Terriers can find a way to get into field goal range, see if the Golden Eagle defense can stop them. A Brandon Goodson pass complete, 12 yards for a 1st down, sets up this long-range field goal. We're talking 62 yards, had the distance, but does miss wide right. And, Coach, that gets you to halftime, score 7-7. What did you tell your team during the break?
Honestly, I told them, we have to learn how to win here. That's the major obstacle we have right now. The energy's got to continue to build. We're a 4th quarter team. We've talked about that since the spring. So our kids, I told them I said, I hope we're down by 10 points going in the 4th quarter and go win this game so you all can learn how it feels to go win a game. And, we were a little bit sluggish at the end. We're making some mental mistakes, play calls and lining up wrong and personnel and missing tackles. And it was the cumulative effect of Wofford's mentality was starting to take hold of us. And we tried to rally them up at halftime and try to refocus them and challenge them. And I thought our guys were ready. They came out in the second half and were ready to compete. And that's all you can ask for.
Well, the Golden Eagles and the Wofford Terriers, let's see how that second half played out. Defensive battle in the first, it was 7-7 going into the 3rd quarter. Tennessee Tech got the onside kick, so they started the game with the football. They're going to start the second half with the football, the booming kick, which goes out of bounds, and now Tennessee Tech and their offense gets ready to go to work. 3rd and 5, here's pass to Austin Hicks, goes to the sideline. He makes 1 man miss, he makes 2 men miss, and a 1st down, Coach.
Yeah, this was a huge drive. I think we converted 3 first downs on 3rd down, and it was one of our better drives of the night, yet it was probably the worst thing that happened to us because it was 13 plays, 8 minutes, and we missed a field goal. So we basically eliminated 2 possessions that we could have gotten during the game on a missed field goal, and that hurt. We had this possession and 2 more in the second half. That's it. And that's hard to win games when you don't have the football, and that's the Wofford way.
Seeing back-to-back catches by Brock McCoy. He led all receivers in the contest with 7 grabs, over 90 yards. We saw Birdsong do it with his arm. He does a little bit with his legs. There's that connection, though, Birdsong to Dantes Bird for a Tech 1st down.
great to see. You know, they, like we talked about earlier, they got a great connection. They've worked hard. They know where each other's going to be on the field. And then, you know, we missed the field goal. This can't happen. I've never even seen Madonia miss one from that close. And he'll work, and I know he's tore up about it, but he's been grinding away through some practice sessions to get that fixed.
Lengthy drive, which, as Coach said, results in the missed field goal. So Wofford then takes over inside 9 minutes. There's an 18-yard rush by Will Gay. Now the quarterback, Brad Butler, who had 3 touchdowns in the contest. He rushed the ball for 90 yards, collects 32 on that attempt. A 3rd down and 6. Wofford is able to convert with a pass near the sideline. Nick Colvin, 8 yards. Then on a 1st down and 10 at the Golden Eagle 14-yard line, Lorenzo Long, leading rusher for the Terriers last season, right here, a good chunk of yards as he's able to collect 10 on the play. Had right now the scary incident with Michael Roach, the junior linebacker. So play was halted for about 10 to 15 minutes. You pick it back up. Brad Butler, there is his 2nd rushing touchdown, and Coach, that puts the Terriers up a touchdown.
Puts them up a touchdown, but, you know, that's where, again, as coaches, we got a little frustrated because you could feel our sideline, even after the missed field goals, start to deflate. And then, you know, you have that, they'll go up by 7 points, which is nothing in a game of football. And we have to learn how to fight through that and create our own energy and go win games, not wait for bad things to happen and lose games. We're not the old Tennessee Tech. We go out and win games. And that's what our challenge is for our guys moving forward, is don't ever let that happen again.
Biggest pass play of the night for Birdsong as he connects with Brock McCoy for 46 yards. Does it with the arm, does it with the legs. He's 6'5", 245. Looking pretty nimble out there, though, Coach.
It's a great play right here. I mean, he scrambled around. That was 2 scrambles on 3rd down that they converted to 1st down. So you have the first drive, and then you have this drive where they're down. We're down inside the 20-yard line, and we're about to tie the game up. And, again, just to challenge our team, don't freak out in adversity. Just keep playing and don't look at the scoreboard, and don't let things like this happen. But you had a chance to win the game. We just didn't do it.
3rd and 12, he gets sacked. Birdsong, one of 5 sacks on the evening for Wofford, pushes it to a 46-yard field goal attempt, which you just saw Nick Madonia miss. And I know that giving Wofford the football back here, start of the 4th quarter, and their ability to put together another lengthy drive.
Yeah, it was tough, and they had 3 3rd down conversions here of over 3rd and 7 where they rushed the football, and we're missing tackles, and had a couple where we hit the guy and he broke through an arm tackle, like right there. That's extra 4 yards after a missed tackle. So we've got to toughen up, and we got to run to the football with the same amount of energy as we did in the first half. It's just, this is where a young program starts to look at the clock and focus their things on, focus their energy on other things other than just playing each play and running to the football like they were the first half.
That pass play was a 4th and 2 converted. Then here on 3rd and 10, Wofford, a little bit of trickery, results in a pass interference call. Ended up being a big play in the ballgame.
It's a huge play. You got to play your keys, and you can't let that happen. That's a backbreaker there.
Tennessee Tech then a stop defensively, loss of 2 yards on the rush by Nick Colvin. So 2nd and 12 at the 21-yard line. And once again, the quarterback, Brad Butler, he scampers around the edge, dives to the pylon, touchdown Wofford. And so the Terriers at this point with the extra point added, Coach, they go up 21-7.
Yep, that can't happen. Can't have a quarterback get the edge like that and run for 21 yards. And again, you can just start to see our demeanor really will. And sitting here watching this again, I'm starting to get angry, but that's what we have to work on. We can't do this.
Golden Eagles get the football back, so 7 minutes remaining in the contest. Tennessee Tech down 21-7. The chance for Dantes Bird, he takes it 22 yards. Now for the Golden Eagles, they got to go quickly. Michael Birdsong here on a 2nd down and 2 at the Tech 30. He completes it to Dantes Bird, 13 yards, so Tennessee Tech starts to go on the move, but after an incompletion and 2 sacks, Birdsong dancing around. This play seemed to go on forever, eludes the first guy. Charles Mouton gets up, picks up a block. He looks like Fran Tarkenton. He looks like Russell Wilson with number 3, throws up the prayer to Bird, and it's intercepted, and essentially that kind of was the icing.
Oh, yeah, that was tough, and we don't ever want that to happen, but that's a situation that we covered with our guys after the game. Like, that's not smart on their part to intercept that ball. It's 4th down. Any deep ball thrown on 4th down, a defender's supposed to knock it down. That could have cost them. If our kids, again, if we can learn how to win and continue to play, it's 21-7 right there. There's 5 minutes to go. We get them to 3rd and 6, backed up inside their 8-yard line, and we let them run the ball for a 1st down. We could have made them punt, get the ball back, scored, had a chance for an onside, but again, work in progress.
Wofford collects 3 first downs on this drive. The first one, Lorenzo Long for 11 yards. There was Will Gay, rushes it for 4. And then the final first down collected, Will Gay once again. We told you earlier, he led all players in the contest with 116 rushing yards. So that ended the contest. As you see the stats right here, Tennessee Tech falls in the game 21-7. Michael Birdsong in his Golden Eagle debut, 24 out of 34. 216 yards for the senior. Yeedy Thainrat, 9 carries, 49 yards. And then, of course, Brock McCoy, 7 catches, 94 yards. Coach, I know before the game, you talked to me about Wofford's ability to put together lengthy drives, limit possessions. It seemed, at least in the second half, that's what happened.
Oh, yeah, we had 8 total. And I've never been a part of a game against Wofford where we had that few. I mean, 8 possessions in one game is unheard of. So that really put us behind the 8 ball.
Terriers in the contest rushed for 346 total yards, and they were able to roll off 6.5 yards per carry. I know that was also something that you look at this Wofford team and their ability to run the triple option has played out in that contest.
Yeah, I mean, we have to run the ball ourselves and stop the run, and we didn't do either.
Taking a look now at the OVC scoreboard and standings, and that is brought to you by the Ohio Valley Conference Digital Network. 9 total games were on the slate, including Tech's battle. There were 4 Thursday. There were 5 more on Saturday. You see Cincinnati defeats UT Martin 28-7. That was the game 7-6. Skyhawks led in the third quarter, actually only down 14-7. 5.5 minutes to go. Ultimately, it was a 28-7 win. Jacksonville State, number 3 team in the land, wins 31-12 with a big performance by Eli Jenkins, reigning OVC Player of the Year. Number 20, Western Illinois takes out Eastern Illinois 38-21. That was also a game Thursday night. Flip over to Saturday, Memphis with a big start, 22 first quarter points. They win 35-17. Taking a look now at the rest of the action Saturday across the OVC. Purdue defeats Eastern Kentucky 45-24 with a big first quarter. 21 points for the Boilermakers. Tech's opponent in their next contest, Austin Peay, they were up 14-13 early in the second quarter, outscored 44-3 the rest of the way as they fall to Troy 57-17. Illinois routs Murray State 52-3 in head coach Lovie Smith's collegiate debut for the Fighting Illini. They put up 515 yards, limited the races to just 156. And then the final game, this was played in Nashville's Nissan Stadium. Tennessee State blanks Arkansas Pine Bluff 44-0 in the 18th annual John Merritt Classic. Coaches, we're about to take a look at the standings now. Just told you about the scores. What really jumped out to you in that first week of OVC football?
I think the UT Martin-Cincinnati game, that's a great sign for our league, how strong we're getting. For them to be able to play a top-quality opponent like Cincinnati is tough. The Eastern Kentucky game was not that big of a blowout. They played them, nip and tuck there for most of the 4 quarters. I think Austin Peay to put up 14-13 at one point against Troy was huge for where their program's going. So, I think the conference overall is in great shape. You can see there's a bunch of 0-1s. That's what we told our kids. So, you're not behind the 8 ball. You got a conference game this week. Go take care of business.
Well, we have much more to come. We are just getting underway. When we come back, we are going to let you know all about Michael Birdsong, the Tennessee Tech quarterback. We're going to get to know him real well. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the Marcus Satterfield Show.
10 seconds to go. Harper coming forward. Moves in top of the key. 6 seconds to go. The 3.
Back here on the Marcus Satterfield Show, presented by IWC Cash and Carry. It's time to get to know the Golden Eagles senior quarterback, Michael Birdsong, who in his first game threw the ball for 216 yards. So let's take a look at Michael Birdsong's story, presenting the player profile, and that's brought to you by TTUsports.com.
My name is Michael Birdsong. I'm a senior and play quarterback. I'm from Atoka, Virginia. It's a little small town south of Richmond, Virginia. My father raised 3 kids by himself. He's been through a lot of adversity. He's shown us how to deal with it. If I can grow up and be half the man he is, I think it's pretty good. I had an older brother, older sister. I was a young buck, so me and my brother used to go at it all the time. It was a very competitive nature in our household, and I think that's really helped me get to where I am today. Started playing football as early as I can remember, 4 or 5 years old. My earliest football memory would probably just like winning Little League Super Bowls. I was on a pretty good team in the Little League. We were actually called the Eagles too, so that's pretty cool. My football journey has been a unique one. You know, I've transferred twice. Started at James Madison University a little bit my freshman year and a full year my sophomore year. Coaching changed, went to Marshall University, sat out my junior year, which ended up being my redshirt sophomore year. Started my redshirt junior year, the first 2 games, got hurt, and then, you know, I'm here. Things I took away, transferring the first time away from JMU was a place I really loved and enjoyed. Going to Marshall, you know, it helped me deal with how I go about the process of transferring, how to earn a new team's respect. And, you know, when I came here, I was able to do that a lot quicker than I was when I went to Marshall because I knew how to get it done. You know, people don't realize the process and how much it really tears you apart. I remember when I transferred from JMU the first time. I mean, it was something that I had to really cope with for a while, something I did not want to do. I'd fallen in love with that place. I started there for a year and some extra games, and you know, had really gotten close to that team. When I left there the first time, it really hurt me a lot. So that was probably the biggest thing I had to overcome. Coach Scotty, he's a guy who was probably the biggest reason why I came here. He was also a quarterback at JMU back in the day. So we've had that connection, and he was a guy who I can relate to him very easily. We played underneath the same head coach, so we both kind of have the same background when it comes to football knowledge. And he's just a great guy. He's a great human being, great father, great coach, and it's somebody I look up to a lot. Really the coaching staff sold me. That was it. When I came here on my visit, they really sold me. You know, they want to win a championship now, and that's something I want to do. I got 1 year left. I have no time to wait. So championship's the only thing that matters to me, and they want it, so we're going to get it. Personally, I want to break every record that we have here. We want to throw the ball. We want to be dominant on offense, and if we're that, then we're breaking everything that this school has ever had at records. These guys have embraced me coming in here. The coaching staff has, so it's been very smooth. We're excited. We're ready to go out there and attack whoever's up next. We're going to go out there and we're just going to impose our will on anybody we play. You know, we're Lions, and we're waiting to pounce and attack.
Coach, and you look at that, definitely a senior leader, and it seems like the team has gravitated towards him.
Since day one when he came here, he's been a leader. He was not, you know, bashful by any means of jumping in and taking the reins. The kids respond well to him because they know how much it matters to him, and they see how much, you know, how hard he works every single day. And so he's been such a blessing for our first year to be a part of what we're trying to do and how we're trying to set standards a certain way and having a tough mentality. I mean, as you can tell by that interview, like, his dad is one of the toughest guys I've ever met, and like I said, raised 3 kids by himself. And Frank was awesome on the visit, and we got really close with him. And you know, Michael's seen what it takes to go through adversity and see a man raise children and work extremely hard, and it's passed on through Michael. And I think Michael, that's the way he plays, the way he works every day, and the way he leads.
Well, one of the coaches that he mentioned in that offensive coordinator, Justin Riscotti, we're going to have the chance to learn a lot more about him through the eyes of his family, so this should be fun. Introducing Visits with Sarah. That's brought to you by Pepsi.
I gotta wear it. Okay, you can wear it.
Red, what did the quarterback say?
Down the hat.
And what's the Eagles' name?
Awesome.
Can you get your wings up?
Give your wings up. Good
job. How did you meet your husband?
We met just through some friends of ours over, I guess, right before our sophomore year of college. He was hanging out with some of my friends, and so we just met through them.
And what is a funny dating story?
One of the first times he tried to get me to come over to his house, he used his puppy as bait. He told me, he invited me over to see his puppy.
How many moves have you made so far?
We have moved 3 times. We've been, our first school we were at was called Weber State in Ogden, Utah. And then we were at the University of Tennessee at Martin. And then we came here.
Where was your favorite place that you lived?
Well, Cookeville has been our favorite place. Ogden was a really cool place. It had like really big mountains everywhere, but it was just so far from home. So we like being back in Tennessee.
What was your favorite Valentine's gift?
Our very first Valentine's Day, he got rose petals and spelled out "I love you" and surprised me. So, and with a bracelet from Tiffany's.
What was your favorite vacation that you took?
We went to Jamaica to like an all-inclusive resort with another couple that we were like my best friend. So we had a lot of fun there.
What was your wedding song?
Our wedding song was When You Say Nothing at All by Alison Krauss.
What do you and your husband like to do in your free time?
We mostly just hang out with our boys. We like to take them to the playground, or Rhett loves to go to the splash pad, so we spend a lot of time over at the playground at the splash pad.
What are the pets that you have, and what are pets that you have had?
We don't have any pets right now, but we used to have a dog. What was his name?
Soxy.
Soxy. And he was a big boxer, and he was a really good dog. He was really sweet.
Oh, man, that was awesome. First, I think we might have to change it from visits to Sarah to hanging with Harper.
Yes.
Second of all, that was just gold.
That was, I mean, the Riscotti family they're such crucial parts to what we do day in and out to establishing a family-like atmosphere. And then Jennifer brings Rhett and Reese over to the office, and you'll hear all the coaches yelling, "Rhett, Rhett," you know, and Rhett says yeah to everything. So you could be like, "Rhett, do you like liver?" "Yeah." "Do you like, you know, sour pudding?" "Yeah." You know, he's a great kid, great family, and Justin's, you know, invaluable to us from an offensive style, you know, side standpoint, and also just from a leadership standpoint.
When we come back, we are going to hear all about some other Golden Eagle athletic teams. We'll also get the chance to preview Tennessee Tech's opponent, the Governors of Austin Peay. So don't go anywhere, right here on the Marcus Satterfield Show.
What are you looking for? A place to belong? A path to a career? A way to make things better? Do you wonder what opportunity looks like? Explore your answers here. Change your world at Tennessee Tech University. Visit tntech.edu/change.
Hello again on the Marcus Satterfield Show, presented by IWC Cash and Carry. It's time to check in and see what other Tennessee Tech teams did this week. So let's go up top to Director of Athletics, Mark Wilson. He's got your Golden Eagle update, presented by the Tech Twitter at TTU Golden Eagles.
Golden Eagle cross country teams hosted the Golden Eagle Invitational presented by Hometown IGA. Gilbert Boyd was the star performer for the Golden Eagles. He won the men's race, was the Ryan Burnett Outstanding Performer, and he was also named the Ohio Valley Conference Male Runner of the Week. So congratulations to Gilbert. Purdue won the men's race. On the women's side, that race was also won by Purdue, but Michaela Rennick, she led the Golden Eagle women's team, her first race as a Golden Eagle. Golden Eagle volleyball team improved to 4-3 on the 2016 season. They beat Northwestern State by a score of 3-0, lost to UAB 0-3, lost to Radford 0-3, lost to Sanford 1-3, but a great start for the 2016 season for Dave Zelnock's squad. The Golden Eagle soccer team, they had a heartbreaker, lost with 50 seconds left in double overtime. Louisiana Tech got a ball in the back of the net to beat Tennessee Tech 2-1. Kaylin Pruitt had the goal for Tennessee Tech, so great start for the season for them. Head coach Steve Payne announced the 2016-17 non-conference basketball schedule, a great slate with games at Georgia Tech, at Michigan State, at Tennessee, home games against Central Michigan, against Sam Houston State, Lipscomb and Furman. Then you add in Austin Peay, Murray State, all the great conference games, Belmont, Tennessee State, Eastern Kentucky, Morehead State, all coming to face the Golden Eagles in the Hooper Evelyn Center. Going to be a great season, so get your season tickets now. Back down to you, Dylan.
Thanks, Mark, for that update. This time, let's jump into Tennessee Tech's opponent this Saturday night. The Golden Eagles will be in Clarksville to take on Austin Peay. So introducing this week's opponent, that's brought to you by the Golden Eagle Golf Club. Coach, and I know for Austin Peay, they've got a new head coach, 31 years old, Will Healy. I know you guys have a special relationship.
Yeah, I've known Will since he was a teenager in high school, and I was at Richmond, and we signed him as a quarterback from Air Force Prep. And then when I took the job with Coach Huseman, his first staff at Chattanooga, Will was our receiver coach. He had just finished winning a national championship at Richmond. And so me and Will go back a long way. He's a great offensive mind, a great leader, a competitor, and I think what he's going to do at Austin Peay, hopefully not too soon, but what he's going to do is going to be special. I think they got the right guy. And just to watch them against Troy State, I mean, I watched all their tape from last year, and they couldn't get first downs versus air. And they were out there competing at a really high level against a really good opponent, getting first downs, scoring touchdowns, playing great defense. And I'm excited for Will. I mean, a lot of those guys on that staff I've known for a long, long time. So it's going to be weird to have to play against them because we know each other so well. But it's something that's got to be done. But I really can't say enough great things about Will Healy and what he's going to do there.
And of course, that contest will be the Ohio Valley Conference opener for the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. That's going to do it on our show. You can listen to the game on 98.5 KISS FM and read all about it in the Cookeville Herald Citizen. We'll see you next week on the Marcus Satterfield Show.